Hey, Scott Sambucci here over at Sales Qualia, and got another lesson from the trail for you. Today's lesson is really simple, and it's one step at a time, one day at a time. Let me explain. Recently I just signed up for my next race, my next ultra marathon. It's about 3 months from now, and I built out the next 3 months. What does the training look like? What are the next what's January going to look like? What's December going to look like? What is the rest of November going to look like? And then from there, I break it down week by week. But then, people ask me all the time, like, how do you train? Like, how do you get ready for these races? And there's something that I realized over the weekend as I was getting ready for my one workout on Sunday morning. And the thing that I realized is that as much as I put together monthly training programs or 3-month training programs and how I want each week to look, the one thing that matters is the next workout, the next thing. So for me, when people say, how do you train for these races? The real answer is very deliberately and one workout at a time. And so the lesson here in startup land, in our world, as you're building your company and you're growing your sales, is, too often I think it's important, of course, to think, okay, where do we need to be by the end of the year? Where do we need to be by the end of next quarter? Where do we need to be by the end of next year? We've got to set the vision, right? We need to know where we want to go. But when it comes down to, hey, if we got to get to $1 million in revenue, or we got to get to $10 million in revenue, all of those are important outcomes. But the way that starts is today. It starts with doing 20 calls today. It starts with really, really preparing for the next meeting. It starts with having the right plan of action for that conference you're going to go to tomorrow. Everything begins with the one thing that's in front of you. And so for me, it's the next workout. For you, it's the next sales call, the next customer, the next product release. So too often, I think we can get lost in, the future and say, oh, we got to get 10 new customers. We got to get $5 million in more, $5 million more dollars in revenue. We got to get an extra $100,000 in annual recurring revenue. Yeah, you got to do all those things. Before you do all of those things, you got to do the one thing today that's going to get you forward in that goal. So my lesson from the trail is, just do the next thing, do the one thing that's in front of you that's going to get you closer, and just focus on that day to day, and you're going to get that much closer, that much faster. Okay, that's it for now. This is Scott Sambucci signing off.